ladies and gentlemen, it definitely took a minute, but it looks like we got brand new patch notes, everybody. You do not have to subscribe. You do not have to like the video. Let's get down to it, man. Roll.
The Ontario Premier, Doug Ford, spoke about it today before that meeting with the Prime Minister. And he says it makes no sense that Canadian aluminum is subject to tariffs when it's sent south and then back across the border again for drink cans.
Yeah,
so
like
he wants big companies in Canada to make aluminum cans in this country. Now, the debate continued in the House of Commons today with Conservative MPs asking the government how much revenue Canadian counter tariffs on American goods will generate. Without answering that question, Liberal ministers jumped right to the defense of Canadian steel and aluminum industries. Over the weekend, U.S. President Donald Trump said that he would double current tariffs on those Canadian materials, which would bring the total tax to 50%. Minister of Industry Melanie Joly told the House of Commons she meant...
What? Yo, 50%? Man, come on, man. Yo, bro, 50% way too much, man. That's way too much. Make it like 49%, man, or something like. Nah, actually, like make it 0.49%. Listen, man, I have been saying this for a while. Canada, US gotta stop the beef, okay? You gotta stop the beef. Both sides. There gotta be zero tariffs. All right. Let Canadians work in the US without work visa. Let Americans work in Canada without work visa. We have been tied. Let's become even more tighter. Pause. And also give everybody that's watching this video that's gonna be smashing that like button, although you don't have to, but you know, in this situation, if you want it, well, you gotta get I mean, if you want some, you gotta come and like some, fellas. But yeah, everybody that's watching and smashing like deserve to get $1 billion without billion, 1 billion tax-free first thing in the morning by tomorrow, effective immediately. And then
with union and industry leaders to reiterate the federal government's support, adding the Liberals will push for a Buy Canadian movement in this country.
We will make sure that Canadian steel and aluminum is used in our major infrastructure projects.
Listen, man, I'm in Canada, so I gotta be like, yeah, man, Buy Canadian. But nah, listen, man, like I do feel and I do believe that if we ever, like, if US and Canada becomes one, bruh, I think it would be crazy. I think we could be part of history. I think it would be one of we will be one of the biggest country out there. We would be the most dominant force on planet Earth. But it's not gonna happen, right? Sadly, or I guess unfortunately, or fortunately, or happily. It depends on how you view it. But yeah.
And hearing from him, do we think, because there's a lot of conjecture this morning, that maybe the King's Throne speech yesterday perhaps triggered this?
Oh crap! Wait for
Look,
it.
it's possible, Jeff and Carolyn, that there was something in the speech that might have, triggered something in Donald Trump. But there's also a possibility here that this post to social media were just thoughts from within the executive residence, and that's because Donald Trump often likes to be his own press secretary and put his thoughts out on social media. Look, there were a couple of different moments during the speech yesterday from the King that may have done something to put Donald Trump into a mood.
Not you guys, okay? I know, like, whenever you comment and I respond to you, thank you, King. Shout out to you, King. You know, I respond sometimes like that, right? So when he says King, it's not you. I'm sorry. Sometimes, it happens, but he's talking about King Charles. But real quick though, before I show you guys the next patch notes, I need to shout out to you guys for becoming members on the channel. Shout out to you guys for also dropping tips, the super thanks and all that. Really appreciate it. It means a lot, man. Thank you guys so much for all the love on the channel, man. All right, let's get back to the content here, Bear.
Number one, saying that Canada can give themselves more than any foreign power or any continent can ever take away. Obviously, kind of an indirect hit at Trump's target of the 51st state. But there was also the comments, both from the King and from the Prime Minister, that Canada is looking to enter a European armament act that would see the continent and countries involved spending $1.25 trillion on defense over the next 5 years. That could be something that also potentially angered Donald Trump. He has been critical of Canada's spending when it comes to NATO. He has said that Canada would cease to exist as a country if the American military wasn't there. But with the Prime Minister saying that more than 50 cents of every dollar spent on defense is going into the United States and that needs to change, there are a variety of different reasons that Donald Trump may...
Yeah, things are heating up right now. Everybody wanna be beefing, yo. Like, what's the deal, yo? Man, that is crazy, bro. Man, listen, bro. Like, I'm a simple going guy. I'm just saying, remove taxes or lower the taxes. All people and everybody that is watching this video, that is not watching this video. Secondly, you know, remove the tariffs on both sides. Simple. Or, you know, don't remove taxes or don't lower taxes or don't remove tariffs or do it or whatever. We don't care. Give everybody that's watching this video $1 billion tax-free tomorrow first thing in the morning and we good. Then you guys can put like 200% tariff, beef, no beef, we don't care. We simply don't give a damn. Like the video if you agree.
Have gone to social media, but again, it could simply be because he wanted the narrative changed to focus on him.
All right. Well, Reggie,
well, we're gonna get to this one. So this what happened, and now we're gonna get down to actual patch notes. So this is crazy one.
After Ukraine launched its largest strikes on Russia since the war began over the weekend.
Peter Ducey is live at the White House with more. Peter.
Good morning. President Trump told me on Friday he thinks both Putin...
More Peter. I don't know about that one. That does sound kind of sus, man. I definitely do not want more Peter. Okay? Yeah, man. No, full on pause on that one.
...and Zelensky are stubborn. And then we were told yesterday that President Trump was actually given no heads up during the year and a half of planning by Ukraine for these complex drone strikes against Russian long-range bombers at various airfields, where kamikaze one-way drones were smuggled into Russia on trucks, hidden in the ceilings of mobile wooden cabins. They were doing...
That's crazy, right? Like, jokes aside, of course, this has been... And I know a lot of you would be like, hey, it has been going on for a way too long, so we don't care. Some of you care about it. Some of you just care about, like, the well-being, and some of you are like... Man, it's been going on for way too long and I got so much shit that's happening in my life. I cannot give two damns about it. And yeah, I mean, whatever your answer is, it's probably right. But here's the thing, right? Like this, for what, man? Like for what? Just more land, more territory? Like why are we fighting over dumb stuff like that, man? You know, because all the money is being wasted on shit like that when it could be used to improve the healthcare system, the education system, the roads, the infrastructure of the country or the world in general. But we're like, hey, gotta spread fear. So, you know, countries buy arms, and the military complex makes the money. And it's like the same with the pharmaceuticals, right? There's a saying, the money is not in the healthy people because they're healthy. They're not gonna buy or they're not gonna visit. The money is also not in the dead because they're no longer here, so they're not gonna make money. The money is always and will always be in the sick people. You know, they always provide treatments because you can keep them coming back. No cures, because with a cure you fix them for good and then there's no reason for them to come back and spend money. Therefore you lose. I'm talking about you as in pharmaceuticals. So the pharmaceutical would lose. With the cures, they gotta always put us on treatments. You know, every medication has the opposite and equal reaction. Every medicine got a side effect, right? So yeah, there would never be, I mean, in a perfect world there would be cures, but they don't want it, right? So the same thing goes with the military complex. Just keep the fear alive. We definitely do not want nuclear war, but we definitely do not want peace, because in peace there is no money, and in nuclear war there's no money because, yeah, like, you're gonna cease to exist. So we gotta keep the tensions high, gotta make sure there's always this fear so we can get them. And smaller fights like that, I mean, this has been more than just a smaller fight, but it gotta chill, right? It gotta stop, man. We had the Pakistan versus India situation, right? And there's China-Taiwan situation coming up too, so wait for it.
All of that, they never told the United States. That means that they were into Russia on trucks, hidden in the ceilings of mobile wooden cabins. They were doing all of that. They never told the United States. That means that this week, President Trump's foreign policy focus is going to be on trade instead, specifically with China.
Ooh, what?
President Trump, we expect, is going to have a wonderful conversation about the trade negotiations this week with President Xi. I'm not sure if it's been scheduled at a specific date, but it has been discussed that the two of them will talk about the Geneva Agreement, which we are all very favorably inclined towards thinking this is a huge step.
If you know what is the Geneva Agreement, put it in the comments.
Forward.
The Chinese Commerce Ministry says the U.S. government has unilaterally and repeatedly provoked new economic and trade frictions, exacerbating uncertainty and instability in bilateral economic and trade relations. And this chat is going to be important because President Trump still thinks that Chinese trade is being conducted unfairly.
They violated a big part of the agreement we made. You know, if you read that whole statement, I was very nice to them. I helped them because they were in trouble with the stoppage of a massive amount of business.
The president has been uncharacteristic.
Yeah, okay, check this one out. So the tensions are, and here's the thing, right? We've been hearing about this for way too long. I mean, is it really gonna happen? We're talking about, or they're talking about China versus Taiwan, or China taking over Taiwan.
Pete Hegseth about a potential war in Asia.
It has to be clear to all.
At a conference in Singapore, Hegseth said China was, quote, credibly preparing for an invasion of Taiwan. Here on the self-ruled island, Beijing claims as its own a race to overhaul defenses. Mandatory military service and reservist training have been extended. There's a sense of responsibility, this reservist says. Tension with Taiwan is ramping up, with Chinese forces staging regular drills around the island.
Yeah.
And the use of force has not been ruled out.
Nearly a quarter of the world's maritime trade goes through the South China Sea, which sits between China and a number of Asian nations, including Vietnam, the Philippines, and Taiwan. In addition, experts say it has large reserves of oil and gas. In recent years, it's also been the site of clashes between Chinese Coast Guard ships and Philippine vessels as Beijing tries to...
Yo, what Philippines gotta do in this one, man? Wasn't it like between China and Taiwan? Bro, hey, yo, what the hell is going on right now, bruh?
...exert its claim to virtually the entire sea in defiance of international law. A confrontation this past week on the disputed South China Sea.
Your unsafe maneuvers are in clear violation of your obligation.
A Chinese Coast Guard ship sideswiped a Filipino government fishing vessel and fired its water cannons. Philippine officials said its vessel was on a routine research mission, collecting sand. But 3 small uninhabited sandbars in
maybe they were like, okay, so they collected a lot of sand. Let's go ahead and drop the water on their sand.
The area are the reasons for heightened tensions. Both China and the Philippines claim sovereignty over them. What's at stake is less about the sandbars themselves than about the body of water surrounding them.
You know, if you play Call of Duty, if you play video games, you know, there's that auto lock feature, right? Right, so if it's like you're trying to aim somewhere else, but because the game has the auto lock, so you aim there, but it automatically, it just like drags you, right? So that's what maybe China was like aiming at Taiwan, but Philippines was in the middle, so it auto locked on them, and they're like, okay, yeah, that maybe that's what happened.
South China Sea. Since 1952, Beijing has claimed virtually the entire sea, everything inside what's referred to as the 9-dash line. In 2023, China added a 10th dash off Taiwan. The Philippines, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Vietnam all reject China's claims.
China has lashed out at the United States over a claim Beijing is preparing to invade Taiwan imminently. At a security summit in Singapore, America also called on Australia to step up military spending in a bid to secure peace in the Indo-Pacific region.
Close allies strengthening security ties in a bid to shut China out.
And this trilateral work is truly critical to deterring China and maintaining peace through strength in the Indo-Pacific.
In Singapore, for the most significant security summit in the Asia-Pacific region, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issuing a blunt warning that Beijing is planning to invade Taiwan.
Now, here's the thing: the tensions are there for sure, and we've been hearing about this for way too long. Is it gonna actually happen? I mean, hopefully not, but like, if it doesn't happen, then I guess it's gonna always be like this, where we're gonna see like perhaps one of the Chinese boats or ships be near Taiwan, and just we're gonna hear like smaller fights, or you know, them dropping water, you know, hit them up with some water, like yo, you know, it's always gonna be like that.
Within 2 years.
The threat China poses is real, and it could be imminent.
Comments quickly criticised by China, saying, "We do not accept groundless accusations. Some of the claims are completely fabricated." And later posting online, the US is the biggest troublemaker for regional peace and stability.
Look, I don't accept that. We work with the United States, have worked with the United States and other countries in the region over a long period of time to uphold the global rules-based order.
The United States stands ready to work with any country that is willing to step up and preserve the global and regional peace that we all hold.
The world police, ladies and gentlemen. The world police, though. A wrong sound effect. Yeah, wrong enough, right? Wrong enough. Maybe, okay, finally wrong enough. Yeah, man, what are your thoughts on it? Like, if any of my American homies watching this video, yeah, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, America gotta be the world police.
Dear.
America's concerns over Beijing, backed by Australia.
It's not just...
But yeah, Taiwan is very important, right? It is very important because more than half is something that I heard a while back. Maybe now it's more than half, but and there's probably more to it. More than half of the chips, not the chips that you eat, guys. Come on, man. Like, come on. More than half of the chips that are in your phones, right? Those processors, like the compute stuff and all that, actually comes from Taiwan, not China. So yeah, it's crazy. It's one of the smallest country that produces some of the most amount of stuff, and of course the AI stuff that is growing right now, it needs that too, right? So yeah, Taiwan is very valuable to the world right now.
That's the size of the military build-up. It's the fact that it is happening without strategic reassurance.
Also agreeing to consider US calls to boost defence spending.
It's a sentiment that we understand, and as I've repeatedly said, that's a conversation we are totally up for.
Now, what we'll do is we'll determine our defence policy, and we've invested just across the forwards an additional $10 billion in defence.
But defence spending has been flat. They don't plan.
Can a brother get $2 billion or something like that? But you know what? We're gonna get down to this one. Okay, we're gonna get down to some Delulu stuff. Shout out to the homie Daily Does Roll It.
Wanted to have some fun with his pet lizard, though shedding its skin.
Yeah, from patch notes to now, Delulu stuff, because the world sometimes way too much. What the hell? Yo, this thing is way too much. How? Bumbleclad, brother.
I am so short. Where is this kid? I knew you were...
There we go. Yo!
So, does anyone know how this magic trick works?
फूक मार दिया माता रानी को याद किया पूरी डेरी लिख गई बजाओ ताली
I don't know how was that, but
This dog, man.
AI is just acting dumb right now. AI is just acting yeah, bro, AI is just acting dumb. Once it's like in that superhuman category, superhuman intelligence category, then it's not gonna be acting that dumb.
Managed to sneak out of this truck, but struggled to get back in.
Yeah, just let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Yo, why? You don't like a man just chilling, taking vitamin D from the sun? Bro, yo, relax. Relax, bro, chill, man. Damn, bro, relax.
Just a little sneaky. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Here's a good example of what practical effects look like when making a movie.
Bro, don't touch.
Can you push in?
And pull him in.
Yeah.
It's actually gonna be like that.
How I get past the worst sound in the world. And not necessarily the worst. Sometimes it could be satisfying, though, you know?
He was teaching his mom how to box in virtual reality.
Okay, this is kind of creepy. Ah!
Maybe turn around.
Oh!
Bro.
Ábrete.
Oh, damn, yo. I was like, yo, damn, what up? Yeah. Bro, like, just a cat, bro. Stop running. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, crap. How deep is that? Oh, pause. Ooh. Oh, they're gonna slide, right?
Come on, Rodney.
Oh, it's gonna fall. Bumbleclad, brother.
They managed to get this tree to perfectly fall into this tree stump.
It's gonna fall here? Okay. Ooh. Okay.
She managed to teach her cat how to clap.
But stop cutting trees, man. Plant more trees, bruh. Plant more trees. No, bro, no. Man. Oh, he's gonna run away.
This poor bear got stuck with toilet paper stuck on his butt.
Man. You guys gotta understand that this bear you're looking at is probably somebody's kid. You know, what is Mama Bear gonna say what are people gonna say? What are other bears gonna say when they find out that you got like the toilet paper stuck on your ass? Like, Mama Bear won't be proud, you know? Like, she don't wanna hear that from other bears.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Good morning, good morning.
A few days ago, this weird comet thing was spotted flying over Los Angeles.
Aliens!
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yo,
What
aliens.
is that? We're in Los Angeles. Anyone know what this is?
Men will really watch this video and say heck yeah.
Bikes are cool, man. I love bikes. Woo! Oh, that was kind of satisfying. Oh, shit.
This guy found a wild owl that loves
Yeah, reroute. Time to go.
to be pet.
I just want Bay to do that and look at me when I do that. Wait, what did I just say? Bruh. Pause. But I just want Bay to look at me like that, you know? Like, this owl is... Okay, that was funny, man. That was funny, bro.
Okay, watch the pink one. You ready? Watch it. What?
And before the Delulu stuff started becoming even more Delulu, we're gonna end on a high note. Like, okay? We're gonna end on a high note. But did you see this video though? If not, check out this video on the screen. Because we only have high note in this one. Because the stuff that she was caught doing was crazy. Check it out and I'll see you there.